Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of the MSR Workshop. So today's video we are going to be preparing up some green wood, and we are going to be pairing up a bunch of wood to preserve it for turning blanks. So I'm going to show you the process that I would do, how to save it, how to keep it from cracking, and yeah, let's get started. So before we throw our logs up here to start cutting, a couple things we want to talk about. First is our bandsaw. Obviously you want to have a good sized blade on your bandsaw because we're not going to be cutting circles. We're going to be actually cutting slabs off. So a wider blade is better, and preferably one with less teeth. So you want to be in about the 2 to 3 teeth per inch range. Now if you get on Timberwolf's website, they recommend the amount of teeth and the pitch of the tooth for the type of wood that you're cutting. So we are specifically going to be cutting green wood, and so they recommend about a 1 to 2 tooth per inch with a positive claw. Did I say 1 to 2 tooth? Try 2 to 3 tooth per inch with a positive claw. So the blade that I got on here is a 2-3 variable positive claw. So that means you have a positive claw in here, you have 3 shallower teeth and a couple 2 not so shallow, deeper teeth. So this should do a pretty good job on green wood. So the next thing to pay attention to is, one, your capacity of your bandsaw. So obviously you're not going to be able to get a huge piece of wood under here if your bandsaw only goes up 5 or 6 inches. Then it's your motor. So if you have a smaller motor on your bandsaw, you're just going to want to push a little bit slower. The next thing, which is very important, and this will prevent you from getting seriously hurt or damaging your bandsaw or yourself, is when you're cutting a piece of round wood, never cut it with it like this, where the round part is coming in contact with the blade, unless there is a flat side on the bottom first, because what happens is that blade is going to catch this piece of wood and it's going to rotate it. And I've had this happen personally, where I've had a huge chunk of wood on, not this saw, but my other 18-inch bandsaw, where I had a 1-inch blade on here with a very aggressive 2 tooth per inch. It grabbed that huge chunk of wood and it threw it off the table. That's how dramatic and dangerous putting a round piece of wood on the saw can be. So what you want to do first is run your wood this way. Cut a slice off this way. Now that you have a flat part that can reference on the table, keep it from rocking, then you can be very careful and cut it this way. The other thing that I will do sometimes is, if I need something else to hold on to, want to keep my fingers out of the way, pretend this is a bigger piece of wood here, I will put a clamp on here, grab it. This gives me something to hold on to. So I can put 2 clamps on either side and work through my saw like this. And it's going to be moving just a little bit, but this is going to be helping me hold on to it, keeping my fingers and stuff at a safe distance, but also giving me a lot of leverage to keep it from wanting to jump a little bit. So now let's get our pieces of wood and decide how we want to cut them, what we want our blanks to look like, so we can get them prepared up for turning. Okay, so this is going to be our first piece of wood we're going to work with, and this is all hackberry. So it's a hardwood. It's a really hard wood. This is extremely heavy, and you may think, oh look, I've already got it round. If I throw it on my lathe, it's already round for me. Half the work is done right there. Well, wrong. And that's because all the grain is running this way in the wood. So if you were to go pick up a piece of wood at the store and you look at it from this flat side, because you have a square block, your grain is running lengthwise. Same with your lumber at the store. If you look at all the grain is running lengthwise. It's never running this way. So that means we have to prepare our blank up differently. If I were to turn it like this is called in-grain turning, where all the fibers of the wood are sticking up at me, and it makes turning much more difficult. So we're going to split it down the middle. Remember, we're going to get the pith out first. So we're going to cut a slice or a swath out the middle, however you want to call it. Get that pith out where it's going to crack from, and then we're going to cut our 2 blanks out of the middle. So before we get started, let's look at the top of this piece of wood here. I've marked where I'm going to cut. And right now, this is the pith of my wood, and my crack is running this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out that section with the crack already in it. Okay, so I've adjusted my guard as close as I can get it without hitting. Also, I'm going to make sure that this thing doesn't rock too much because I don't want to break my blade. And make sure my dust collection's ready to go. All right, now that we've got everything cut up in different size blanks, you notice I left some of these round, and you can turn them round. I'm gonna see what I can do. Some of these neat voids might make some neat vases or some hollow forms with some cracks on them. We did get a couple good blocks. Cut this one up into some weird shapes, and we'll see what it turns out to when you turn it. And then just some various odds and end pieces. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we will paint it. Of course, I won't bore you with watching me paint all of these, but you're going to want to coat every exposed surface except the places that you've left the bark on. So get this good and coated, and that will help prevent cracks. Now remember to give your can a good shake, mix it all up. And one thing I did is a little maintenance afterwards is you're going to want to make sure you clean your bandsaw blade up, because this is wet wood, there's some pitch and some sticky stuff. You're going to gum up your bandsaw blade. If you don't clean it afterwards, and I use bit and blade cleaner, I use the Orange Tools bit and blade cleaner, the blade will not cut straight. You won't have good success with it, and you may wonder why your blade isn't cutting good. Well, it's not because it's dull, it's just because it's gotten gummed up. So clean your blade afterwards. And I have went and put paper down over my table saw, and then over that I have used carpet plastic to cover that. And what that's going to do is it just makes this paper waterproof so it doesn't soak through and rust my table saw, which I don't really want to do. All right, guys, that's it for this video. So recapping what we just did, we set up our bandsaw, made sure we had the right tooth configuration and the right width of blade. We looked at our pieces of wood and decided which way the grain was going. And remember, we wanted to slice up the pith out of the center. That keeps our pieces of wood from cracking. Next, we cut up our blanks. Now, I did not follow those specific regulations because turning, it's okay to cut wood different ways. Now, like this piece of wood here, I left it round. And sometimes when you have a bunch of knots on the outside of the wood and you turn it a different way, it gives a really neat look. So don't be afraid to experiment with your blanks that you're doing for your lathe, because when you're turning, for the most part, it's pretty forgiving. But got some different blanks cut up in some different ways, and then we went ahead and used the anchor seal to seal it all, protect it from drying out too fast and also cracking. And now we're just going to let it sit up. Like I said, last few tips, make sure you clean your bandsaw off really good afterwards. Pay attention to that blade because that blade may be pretty gummed up after cutting wet wood. And that orange bit and blade cleaner actually works quite well. I just got finished cleaning this blade and it looks like brand new now. And filling it, and it's still quite sharp. Whereas before I think it felt a little bit dull just because it had a buildup of gunk on it. If I left anything out, guys, be sure and leave them in the comments below and stay tuned for next video. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks, guys.